Hey everybody, Michael here. So, I know this is a bit funny because this is coming to you on a screen, fellow screen user. But what is a screenless humanity? What does a screenless future look like? And maybe it's not completely screenless, but how do they stop being the center of human life, right? How do we make it more of an ambient thing, something that's very contextual, and hopefully something that's optional rather than something that right now, even though you might not agree with me, it's addictive, it's dominating, it's something that is kind of taking control of our lives and maybe not for the better. So as always, I like to bring things to the truth, right? So the truth is, right, the use of these screens, the use of these devices, these platforms, all these things, our attention is being farmed as human beings. That's the reality of what's occurring, right? So that's a very useful commodity, okay? It's being monetized. It's something that is naturally going to feel like it's for you, like it's something that's somehow helping you, but in the reality, it's helping something else. So a post-screen world then might mean a place where attention is protected, right? Maybe, very intentional uses of that attention and, hopefully sacred uses of that attention. So that's going to mean reclaiming, a lot of things that we don't really do today. Long-term focus, right? Silence, which is something I always advocate for. Boredom, contemplation. And even though boredom might seem like the enemy, it's some of the best times I've ever had being bored. Isn't that interesting? Weird. So really what we need is more like this. We need more face-to-face presence, less mediated personas to work through and less masks to wear. That's very confusing life to live. With that said, I think it's going to be a lot less performative. People are going to be a lot more lived and real. Voice, gestures, like physical body stuff like that, like subtle form of communication, and sharing sacred space with each other is going to become very important. And above all else, social trust between people increases when interaction is not filtered through algorithms, which is currently how it is using these screens. So finally, algorithms will stop defining what matters, right? We do. Our local communities will regain some relevance. We're going to have more shared rituals, more physical spaces that we share together, and mutual responsibilities, like I always discuss on my channel. So I don't know. I think it's a good future. I think we've got a lot coming for us. So